Ooh, so it is March 7th, 2019. It is 4 o'clock and I am 38 weeks pregnant, exactly. I'm sitting here bouncing on my ball, so if I'm looking very bouncy, that's why. So about 2 hours ago, I was at my OB appointment, just not really expecting much because my OB said she doesn't do any cervix checks until 39 weeks, and that would be my next week appointment. But I really wanted to get it checked, so I was going to ask her, but she started asking me if I feel like I'm having any labor symptoms, and I told her I'm not sure, but I have been getting some cramps at night. Nothing contraction-like, and I've never gotten Braxton Hicks, but I was feeling some cramps and just some pains, and you know, my baby feels pretty low. So she said she wanted to check, and I was very cool with it because I wanted it done. And when she checked, I am 2 centimeters dilated and about 50% effaced. So she decided on the spot to give me a membrane sweep or a stretch and sweep. And she told me that I could go into labor tonight or tomorrow if it works. Since I had that done, which is probably about an hour and a half now, I've been kind of crampy, like feeling like my period's starting, or like more of a pressure. I felt like the pressure sweep was very intense, but it wasn't like a pain that I thought it would be. It's just more of a like a pressure. So now I've just been kind of having an upset stomach. My my lower belly is feeling pretty hard and uncomfortable because I do again feel like I'm starting my period. Hopefully there will be updates and I'll be able to come back and record that I'm having contractions or that my water broke or something within the next 2 days. I'm really hopeful that I get to meet my baby girl. So this is, I guess, third video diary. So I was getting pretty discouraged yesterday, feeling like it wasn't working, and I was just feeling sick. It was really discouraging me because I was feeling like I was completely fine, and then all of a sudden I do the sweep and I'm feeling like super sick, and I really didn't like it. Like I wasn't able to like do anything. I haven't washed dishes in days, I haven't cooked, I haven't really done anything except just like lay down and relax, I guess. Although it hasn't been very relaxing since I've been very nauseous and not feeling so great. But last night I couldn't sleep. I just kept thinking about like, when am I gonna give birth? Like I just want to meet my baby. Sleep again at 9 and woke up at 12 or 9:30 to 12:30. I don't know, one of the two. But basically I got 6 hours of sleep, but 3 hours, 3-hour break, 3 hours. I don't know, I just can't sleep. And I woke up, went to the washroom, and I lost my bloody show. It wasn't a lot. It was like maybe this much, and it was just kind of like pink tinted. And I've heard that labor can start pretty soon after you lose the bloody show. The mucus plug isn't really too much of a determining factor for if you're going into labor, but bloody show typically has been one of the telltale signs for women. And since then, every time I go to the washroom, there's more mucus plug that's been coming out, no blood anymore. But I've been kind of feeling a little bit of period pressure, not like cramps or pains or anything. Hopefully I'll get to update again later. If I start getting contractions, maybe I'll record another video diary, but who knows. So yeah, that's it. So it's March 10th, so I think this is the 4th video update that I'm doing for my little video diary series. And I mean, there's nothing huge going on. After I lost my bloody show, I continued to lose a lot of mucus plug yesterday, and I felt like a little bit of energy compared to the past few days. And then when I was sleeping yesterday, I was having like random sharp pains kind of on and off, and nothing like that I would time or that felt like could be a contraction, so I just let it be. I went out today and came home and my belly has dropped. So, I mean, she's definitely ready to come. So I hope that that means she's coming very soon, because I'm waiting for her. It's very uncomfortable today because of how low my stomach is. I feel like a little heavier, and I was just getting really tired standing. Even though I wasn't standing that long, it would just feel exhausting. And I lost some more mucus plug earlier. There was like a lot of it. I don't know how there's so much, but yeah, there's just a lot of mucus plug that's been leaving, and random like sharp pains. And earlier my stomach just kind of tightened out of nowhere, and then went back to normal, and it keeps kind of doing that now. But I also just had a really big meal, so I don't want to count on anything that's going on with my stomach right now, aside from the fact that it very, very visibly dropped. I have like comparison photos that I took last week. I took some photos because I thought it was starting to drop, and then today definitely 100% did drop. So now we're playing the waiting game. I left my hospital bags in the car, so I mean, when the time comes, I'm very ready. And some random woman asked me today in a store if I'm ready, and when I said yes, she said that typically she's noticed whenever pregnant women feel ready, it happens very soon after. And I'm like, please be right, lady. I want it now. So yeah, I mean, hopefully, again, like I said yesterday, hopefully I'll get to update that like this all meant labor, because it's been a few days of these videos, and I would really be happy if something started, like if my water breaks today, or if I start getting contractions that I can time, anything that means labor has started, I will be very happy about, even though it's going to be the worst pain of my entire life, but it's going to be worth it. So we'll see what happens, and guess I'll see you in the next update. So it's March 12th, it's 2 o'clock, afternoon of course, and my last update was closer to midnight, so hasn't been too long since my last update, but there's some stuff to update about, so here I go. Last night around 4 a.m. I went to the washroom and I kind of like felt something drop on my foot while I was washing my hands, and I noticed there was like a little bit of liquid on my thigh. So I thought like discharge or something, but take a tissue and see. So I took a tissue. It was like clear liquid, and I smelled it, no smell. So it was like, it's possible this is the start of my water breaking, because then I looked on the floor and I saw like a few drops like from the toilet to the sink. So I was like, okay, let me put on a pad and do what they say, lay down for 30 minutes, and then get back up and see if anything gushes up. So I did just that. I even did the cough test where I like coughed, and nothing came out except discharge afterwards. So I figured, okay, false alarm, just sleep now. So went to sleep, woke up today, and I mean, I again just was like, whatever, like I have an OB appointment, I can ask my doctor about it, but I doubt it's anything. I was on the couch and a puddle came out of me, about like that big of a puddle, and it was like watery milk is the best way to describe it. And I was like, okay, this is weird. It had no smell, which like is what they say it is when like water breaks, it would have no smell, or it would be kind of sweet. And so I was like, okay, I'll put on another pad, let's see what happens. And like I was feeling the pad was getting wet, and then I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna ask my doctor when I go in, because like I don't want to think anything of it, and then what if it's just discharge or like, you know, it's nothing. So I went to my doctor's, and turns out this receptionist told me Tuesday, but my appointment's actually Wednesday, which is tomorrow. So I couldn't see a doctor. So I came home, and like since that happened, I had like one really just like dull period cramp feeling. It wasn't like on and off, it was just chilling at the bottom of my stomach, just like one dull cramp. And I was gonna go to the hospital, but I figured they might just send me home because I'm not having contractions anyway. So like, let me just stay at home. If it progresses, I'll go. And yeah, it basically, that long period cramp lasted for a few hours, and then it stopped. Having back pain now, and like I feel like I'm having an on and off kind of cramp pain, so it might be contractions. So I'm trying to time it right now, and I only got 2 so far, and it was like 25 minutes apart. So I'm gonna keep timing them. I'm home alone right now, but my sister, mom, and cousin are coming, so I mean, if anything, we might go to the hospital and check because they can do the test to see if that was my water. But I feel like if I'm not having contractions, or if like the contractions are what I think they are and they're 25 minutes apart right now, then like if I go to the hospital, they're just gonna send me home. I'd rather just like stay at home and be relaxed for as long as I can until I have to actually go in. Hello. So, not gonna be too loud because if you can't tell by this video, this is me in the hospital. So, this is update number 7, I think, of these video diaries. And, basically my last update was the 12th, where I was confused and didn't know if my water broke. So afterwards, that day, so my water did break. It was 10 a.m. and I didn't go to the hospital until close to 11 p.m. because I wasn't really having contractions, and I figured, you know, maybe it's false labor, or maybe if my water did break, then I just needed to wait for contractions to start. Like maybe they were gonna start at night, but because they weren't starting and I was consistently leaking the whole day, I decided to go at 11 to the hospital, and right away they admitted me. They tested it was my waters, and at that point I was at 4 centimeters dilated, but I wasn't feeling my contractions, so I was put on oxy, and that basically was meant to induce me. I ended up getting to 7 centimeters probably by like 6 a.m. or something like that on March 13th. And then at 8 a.m. I was at 10, and I pushed for about 15 to 20 minutes. And then at this point it was about 8:30, I think 8:31 is what I was told the time was, but I gave birth. It was very crazy because I mean, I didn't even believe I was in labor for the longest time until I got to the hospital. I did take the epidural because there was a lot of pain and I did not have any sleep, as I probably said in my other update. But yeah, I took the epidural. It let me rest. I still didn't sleep, so last night was the first night that I actually got to sleep because, you know, she was here, and she's such a little angel. She sleeps all the time. Well, she has a little bit of jaundice, so she is in a phototherapy, and she's so small. She weighed 6 pounds, 7 ounces, and I believe she's about 20 inches long. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so sorry that this ended abruptly. I didn't record an outro, so this is my makeshift outro. If you have any questions for me, feel free to leave them down below and I will get back to you. Thank you!